Okay, this email arrived in my inbox this morning. It's from mindstore.com. It's from Jack Black, and the title is Our New Website. Now, if you're like me and you do a bit of marketing on the internet and you develop your own sites, these emails catch your attention and you like to go and visit them and see what the sites are like. If you don't know who mindstore is, you don't know who Jack Black is, it's not the Jack Black, the actor you're probably thinking of. It's Jack Black from mindstore. An absolute superb personal developer or trainer. He runs mindstore and that's his product, so we're going to have a look at it. But when I get an email like this, I actually looked at this from my phone and I jumped to the site. And I thought I'd make a video because I thought if I do a quick video, just some things that I point as when I see on someone's site and what I think they could change. So that's why I'm making this. I'm going to keep this quite short and hopefully it'll help some of you when you're developing your own sites or your own sites for your clients. Okay, here it is. This is it, mindstore.com. Like I said before, I looked at it on my phone and the first thing I see is exactly the same as you see now, the layout. So it wasn't really responsive design for my iPhone. It might be for other devices, but it loaded like you see here. So that's one thing I noticed straight away. Now, my points I'm bringing up are just things that I try and do when I design a site. There's nothing right or wrong. I'm not the expert here. You know, I'm just sort of covering what I think is what I would do. Let's say this is what I would do if I was designing this site. Anyway, look, catchy lands around the site. You've got a nice prominent featured box area, so this is good if you've got your own sites, something you might want to include. And obviously you're capturing the four main points here on this site. Sorry, this is Jack, by the way. If you haven't followed any of his stuff, seriously go and watch it. This guy is amazing. There's some of the things that he teaches and the way he trains mind and personal development is unbelievable. I was lucky enough to see him in Glasgow a few years ago. It was unbelievable, like amazing. Actually, I'd love to get to one of his courses and do a full session with the mindstore because there's some really good stuff they teach. So go out and just check and watch this video on this site and have a look at it. I'll put a link below this video on YouTube anyway. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to go to full screen and put it into HD mode so you can get a good, you could see what I'm seeing. But anyway, first things here, featured box. Now, they've got 4 featured areas. Okay, all good stuff, and it links into the site. Looking over here, initially, there's nowhere to opt in my email address. That was the first thing actually that took my point. There's no opt-in box. Now, I'm sure Jack would want to be capturing emails for people that land on his site so that he can promote his up-and-coming courses, but I didn't see that anywhere. They may be adding it, but you know, they've rolled out the same, they launched it today, so I would have wondered why it's not already there. He's got his Twitter feed here on the right, which is good, so he's seeing he's updating and they're showing their most relevant or recent posts here. So that's all good stuff. I got to the bottom, I can see, look, now we've got email updates. You can enter in your email down the bottom here, so they are capturing the leads, but it's at the bottom of the site. Now, if it was me, I would have it up the top here, probably right where this link is here. And rather than having read, listen and watch more here, I would say something like, would you like to read, listen and watch more here, question mark, and then I would have the opt-in box sit right into there, pretty much where this link is here. So I'd have name and email, opt-in. So I'd ask that question, do you want more free videos? You know, opt-in below. That's one point, that's one thing I would initially do straight away. But other than that, I mean, it's a fairly tidy site actually. It's quite neatly laid out. They've got the options here. Look, you can jump straight into the coaching options, the shop. Let's jump in the coaching options, see what we've got here. Okay, so you've got a video. Again, there's no opt-in box up the right here on any of these pages. So if people are just landing on these pages, you know, they're going to miss leads sort of straight away. So someone might be landing, you know, arriving at this page first on their site. So they're not capturing leads, you know, anywhere at the top here. Let's have a look. Let's go in education. Okay, these are all the same sort of pages. Goal setting, about us. So these pages are all the same anyway. There's nothing new there. They've got links up in the tag. Let's review the page source. Obviously, being a developer like me, I always view the source of a site just to check and see if they're optimizing their pages as good as they, you know, as good as they can. So if I click on personal development, and then we'll view the page source. Usually I skim over and just to see how they're optimizing it. just to see if they're using good keywords, if this stuff is related. Remember that Google ranks web pages, it doesn't rank the entire site. So if this page is focusing on their keywords about personal development, you probably want to get personal development into here. They've got mindstore Jack Black. That's good. Maybe I'd get personal development in there. I'm not seeing any tracking or anything. I'll come back to that. That's the first thing. I would probably focus this around personal development. I notice the URL as well doesn't actually include personal in it. It's just development. If that was mine, I would actually have the URL as personal development as well. But overall, it's a nice site, and it actually portrays well what you get with this with the mindstore. If I go back to the home, let's jump on the shop, see if that's the same sort of layout. Okay, well, looking at the shop, they're using a platform called OpenCart. I only know that because there is a program called OpenCart, and you can see it's actually still OpenCart. So I would update that personally. I would give it a change. Maybe just call it shop, or maybe call it personal development shop. But that's nice and neat. I just would change that OpenCart. Actually, if we go back to shop a second, that's fine. They've got mindstore in the actual title there. Okay. Okay, that's all good. So it's it's a nice site. This is actually nice and clean. It's actually easy to navigate, which makes a huge difference. Some sites are difficult to find your way around. This seems like this header is staying here, which is great. Let's jump into this forgiveness and abundance. Okay, this is okay. They're using a blog here. I can see they're using WordPress. A bit of a giveaway because it still says WordPress up here, which is not great. If I would change this straight away, I mean, that just doesn't look too professional to me. You also notice the permalink here on their WordPress blog is still the default numbering permalink, so it's got P equals 818. If they go into WordPress and go to settings and change the permalink structure, this page name here, the URL, could actually take the same page name, so it would be like forgiveness and abundance. That would show up here. That's a benefit, or that's a tip towards the SEO side of things, so making sure the site is optimized. Scrolling down, okay, they've got their categories and stuff. That's nice. I've actually just noticed there's an error right at the bottom, an SQL error right at the bottom of the site, which maybe they're still trying to fix. Okay, that's not showing on the main site, but it is showing on the blog. I might drop them an email just to let them know. They probably know it anyway. They're probably working on it, but I just noticed that down the bottom, so there's something going wrong there. But that, I don't like that. That's messy. The WordPress and the permalink structure. So Jack, if you're watching that, ask them to change this. Just to added SEO. It's just a little tip. There's nothing. Again, I'm not the expert. I'm just trying to review a site that someone else sent me an email asking about. But what I would do here as well, I'd view the page source again. Okay, that's odd. Something missing. They're missing all their header, title, meta descriptions all at the top here. Now again, this might be related to the actual SQL error they got down the bottom. Not sure. Possibly. Although it's related to bottom.php, so I don't know. Don't know exactly, but there's something missing. They're missing the whole meta tab, title, description, everything at the top here. So there's their body. There's no header tag, basically. There's no head in this. There's no keywords or description. It's not major, but they want to get it fixed to continue the site. Not to get it fixed, really, I suppose, just to make sure there's no errors. Because if Google start crawling this site, they're going to find errors. It can go against them in the old search engine optimization world. Looking down here, I'm not seeing any tracking. Okay. One thing, if I was running this site, I would want to get some Google Analytics installed, or another free tracking program for web tracking. Now, I'm sure Jack would want to know where his visitors are coming from and how they're finding them and what keywords they're using. And looking down here, there's no tracking at all. I'll jump to the home page as well, and I'm viewing page source here just to double check. This is what I'm missing on that blog page I just showed you, that whole header section. Quick search for analytics. I mean, there's nothing there. Now, they might be using another free tracking program. I'm looking here for scripts. I'm not seeing one. So that's one thing I would do. I would get a tracking program added to it just to follow how people are finding your site. You know, that's a key thing. And you know, later on down the line, if you have your own sites and you're working on them and you provide tracking, if someone was to come and buy your site off you, and they might say to you, what tracking data do you have for the last 2 years? And if you don't have any analytics installed or any analytics data to give them, you know, it could potentially be losing a sale if you're selling your site. So it's good having that data. It's also good to have it so you can optimize it and work on it later, see which pages have got higher bounce rates, things like that. Okay, but there are a couple of things I would change. So if you're watching this, Jack, or you know, if you're maybe a web developer and you're working on this site, a couple of things I would change. Definitely change this permalink structure though, and maybe get rid of WordPress. Maybe that should say blog or news or course updates. They've got the categories. You've got the categories named, but again, they're not using the permalink structure for categories, so you're losing that SEO there. That basically WordPress category 7 is just not going to be picked up. You want to be picked up for your title tags. But this could be part of what, you know, them seeing with the whole error down the bottom. So it might be updated. Hopefully it'll get updated pretty soon. A couple of images that need updating here, but overall it's looking good. I mean, nice site. Just I would get the opt-in box. So again, I'm no expert. I'm just giving you my opinion on what I would do. You know, I'm not the best developer in the world. These are just things that I've learned in my time of marketing online and how I see other sites doing it. One of the main things, obviously, capturing email. They've got the share links here, which are good. You know, this is using a widget called Add This. Anyone can go and get this. Add This is called. You can see the link here, and you can, you know, put this into your WordPress site or on your own site. Definitely worth having. Mindstore Radio coming soon. Like, they've got something here coming soon. That's good. But just a couple of things I noticed anyway from navigating the site. So if you send me an email that says review my site, or you get some, you know, critical opinion, or you want just some views, update it, you know, send it to me. When I get these emails in my inbox, these are things I always look for and ways that I can tweak or ways I would optimize a site. Anyway, so that's just my quick review. If you don't know mindstore, you know, come and check it out. Just click on the home link there. It's it's mindstories.com, which I just noticed. Let me just jump back here, and I've got mindstore. Okay, so somewhere along the line I've changed sites and I don't even know it. It's actually the blog section here. What I've worked out is, okay, right, so the blog is running off mindstories. I click on this, changes to mindstories.com, so that's where the blog is installed. Effectively two different sites that are kind of coded the same, but still what I was saying about the permalink structure, that all still holds. Just I've changed links there, which I was quite confused about. I don't know how I got there then for a minute. That makes sense. But anyway, yeah, so when I get emails like this is what I do, I look for. But overall it's a nice looking site, so go and check Jack out. He's on YouTube, and if you're lucky enough to get to one of his courses, look, they've got one in October. This stuff is amazing. He is such a great speaker as well to listen to. I highly recommend you go check him out. I may even see it at one of his courses one day. But anyway, if you want a review of your own site, please drop me an email.